Today, we're going to be celebrating first female professors in Nigeria of specific academic disciplines. I think that deserves a round of applause. How many of us hope someday to be a professor? How many of us are in education? Hoping one day, okay, I can see some hands. So this is the point where you celebrate them, and hopefully in the nearest future, we'll celebrate you as well. Now, this award is sponsored by Bank of Industry. Thank you. I'd like to welcome to read the citation. First of all, let's tell you who our first recipient is. She's the first female professor of analytical chemistry and the first female vice chancellor from northern Nigeria. A round of applause for Professor All right, we're going to introduce her much later, but I think I'll first of all welcome some people to read the citation. I'm not, I'm not worthy to read the citation. Let's welcome someone who is. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Julia Oku-Jacks and Ms. Toyin Olawoye to read the citation. Can we please put our hands together for them? For Mrs. Julia Oku-Jacks and Ms. Toyin Olawoye as they come forward.
Deborah Enilo Ajakaye obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in physics in 1962 from the University of London, England. She obtained a Master of Science degree in geophysics from the University of Birmingham, United Kingdom, and a PhD degree from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The first female professor of physics and geophysics in Africa, and also the first woman to serve as Dean of Sciences in a West African university, having served as Dean of the Faculty of Sciences at Ahmadu Bello University at the University of Jos. Professor Ajakaye was honored by the University Commission for her sterling contributions to higher education. In addition to these laurels, Professor Ajakaye is the first female fellow and past vice president of the Nigerian Academy of Sciences. She's also the first female fellow and past president of the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society. She is a fellow of other organizations, including the Institute of Physics, the Geographical Society of London, Geological Society of London, and in 1986, she became the first African to be awarded the Honorary Fellowship of the Geological Society of Africa. Oh, actually, Black African, yes. Yes, because we have different diversity of color in Africa, so she was the first Black African. A member of the World's Women in Environment, the Houston Geophysical Society, the Geological Society of Houston, the American Geophysical Union, and the American Association of Petroleum Geologists, where she served as president, the African Union. Professor Ajakaye has authored and co-authored 7 books and monographs. She's written over 60 publications in international journals and written and presented over 140 major reports, conference submissions, and lectures. She has served on over 25 national committees, including serving as the chairman of the board of directors of the Nigerian Uranium Mining Company. And she is the grand patron of the Nigerian Association of Women in Science, Technology, and Mathematics. Professor Deborah Ajakaye's international assignments include membership of UNESCO's Science and Technology Advisory Committee for Africa and the International Association of Geodesies Special Study Group. She also served as chairman of the science section of the Nigerian National Committee for UNESCO and as chairman of the UNESCO/UNDP Consultants Assessment Team that examined basic sciences and technology in all African universities. In 1999, she received the Shell Petroleum Development Corporation / the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society's Meritorious Award for landmark achievements in the earth sciences. Professor Deborah Enilo Ajakaye is the founder and current president of CCWA, which stands for Christian Care for Widows, Widowers, and the Aged. It's a non-profit organization which establishes resource centers to cater for the needs of widows, widowers, orphans, and the elderly. Ladies and the gentlemen among us, I present to you Professor Deborah Enilo Ajakaye.
And everything I want that more. I do your door and I no go come out. My medicine, my paracetamol. Baby, on God, I no go jadi sitamo. Kilo one so, see my antenna.
It's a thing of joy for one to be celebrated with their family. To see her son here is just so heartwarming. So congratulations, Ma. Congratulations to your family. We join the rest of the world in celebrating you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel highly honored to be standing before you this afternoon. Not only honored, but humbled. Years back when we were doing what we were doing, it was just the in thing. We thought it was just the in thing. I have some seniors looking at me here when we were at University of Ibadan in the late 50s and the early 60s. But we're very few and far between, and I was always preaching a sermon to people that all the girls, you know, you can do this. If somebody can do that, you can do that. But I didn't come prepared to give a speech. As a professor of physics, I could be talking to you for 3 hours. But I just cut it short and say, I just thank you. And I pray that you continue to do what you're doing. I'm deeply encouraged to see WIMBIS. I never anticipated that your conference would be this large and that you have 2,000 delegates and 500 registered, you know, online. That's mind-blowing. So keep up the good fight. What a man can do, a woman can do. Thank you.
If this was an Instagram video, the caption would have read, "This is the cutest thing you'll see on the internet today." So heartwarming. All right, we're still celebrating our female achievers who have, you know the way they say they walked so that we can fly. The next person I'm about to call on is someone who is a first professor of oral history. That's so exciting. And the first female lecturer appointed by a Nigerian university. But I won't read her citation. Yes, if you're shouting, it's okay to shout. Now, I'd like to specially welcome Mrs. Yewande Zacchaeus to come up and read her citation. Can we please put our hands together for her? Also a female achiever in her own right, recently celebrated 20 years of running her business. I think that is something mind-blowing. Congratulations on behalf of all of us at WIMBIZ.
Citation of Professor Bolanle Awe. Professor Bolanle Alake Awe Ni Fajembola is a historian, scholar, teacher, author, mother, and the matriarch of African feminist history. As a global intellectual icon and a renowned figure in the struggle for gender emancipation, she has worked tirelessly to change erroneous narratives, especially as they pertain to women. Thank you. I will wait until Mama comes up. Can we celebrate Professor Awe as she comes up, please? Should have brought you up before I started. She has consistently denounced male dominance in African historiography and the monopoly on women's history by non-African scholars, arguing that African women should be studied on their terms and not in the constructs of Western historiography. Such beliefs informed the establishment of the Women's Research and Documentation Center, WARDOC, at the University of Ibadan. Professor Awe had her primary and secondary education in Nigeria and tertiary education at the University of St. Andrews, Scotland, and Somerville College at the University of Oxford, England. She returned to Nigeria in 1960 to join the history department of the University of Ibadan as the first female lecturer appointed by the university. She distinguished herself in her pioneering role and subsequently moved to the University of Lagos in 1967, where she worked with her husband, the late Emeritus Professor Olumuyiwa Awe, until 1971. Upon her return to the University of Ibadan with her husband, she worked as a senior research fellow with the Institute of African Studies and was promoted to a professor of oral history in 1976. She was appointed as director of the institute, during which time the Women's Research and Documentation Center, WARDOC, was established, and she served as the founding chairperson. In 1990, she was appointed as the pioneer chairperson of Nigeria's National Commission for Women, which later metamorphosed into the Ministry of Women Affairs. Professor Awe has served in various gender-specific roles, including board member, African Gender Institute, Cape Town University, council member, International African Institute, School of Oriental and African Studies, London, commissioner, Western State, later Oyo State, between 1975 and 1978, chairperson of the Management Board, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, pro-chancellor, chairperson, Governing Council, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She was also a member of the Nigerian delegation to the 1995 Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing. Professor Awe was awarded life membership of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, member Governing Council of Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo, and member of the Advisory Board, Gender and History, London. She served as a pioneer country coordinator of the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation in Nigeria. Now a retiree, she is still involved with NGOs in Ibadan, Lagos, and Abuja. In recognition of her contributions to the development of education in Nigeria, she was awarded the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters by Bells University of Technology, Ota, Ogun State in 2012, and the University of Ibadan in 2018. Osun State College of Education, Ilesha, named its administrative block after her in August 2018 to mark its 40th anniversary. She was also awarded the National Honor of Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, OFR. On the home front, she is an exceptional wife, mother, home manager, and is blessed with children and grandchildren. She is Yeye Moton of Ibadan land and Yeye Oba of Ibala land, Osun State. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate with me Professor Bolanle Alake Awe.
And to present her award to her, I'd like us to please welcome Mrs. Fumi Roberts to do the presentation. Wow.
And I'd like to acknowledge her daughter, Tinuadi. Just come and be acknowledged. She came with her mum.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my dear sister here on the platform, Enilo, I didn't know that she was my sister sitting next to me. We were talking just like sisters. I'm happy I'm here today. And I think I'd like to say once again that I'm happy I'm here today. I didn't want to come. But my daughter said, look, you are still alive, so you should come. And I came, and I'm here, and I have enjoyed every minute of being here. I've been pleasantly surprised at the performance that I witnessed the last 2 or 3 hours. I was so happy, and I was glad that I was there. That I was also sorry that I didn't come earlier to be part of all that performance. I congratulate your society for what you have been able to do. I do really congratulate you because I can say with some confidence that I knew the growing pains, the delivery of your society. And I've been in and out of this society for quite a while. And I've enjoyed being here. I'm sorry that a number of my friends who were here with me are no longer here. I pray that their souls will rest in peace. A number of us were always hijacked, I would say hijacked, to come to your activities, whether we liked it or not. On one occasion, I was eating quietly in my kitchen when one of your mothers came to me, 2 of them, and said, look, Sisi Bolanle, just leave that food. you are going to Lagos. I said, for what? He said, you are going to Lagos with us. And I went, I washed my hands and followed them tamely to Lagos, only to come to your event. It was one event that you were performing, and they felt that I should be there. And I must say, I was there with a number of my good friends. Most of them have gone. I pray that their souls will rest in peace. I remember in particular Grace Miss Professor Alele Williams, who was always there whenever you hijacked us. She was also always hijacked. She left not too long ago. There were quite a number of others of us. But what I would like to say is that your society has grown. I'm so impressed by your development. And I'm saying this in all sincerity. I was not expecting what I saw today. I was told to come, and I said, look, I'm not going. I've been to their do so many times. Let somebody go and represent me. But the person who should go and represent me then told me that, look, you are still alive. And since you are still alive, you must go yourself. So here I come, and I came. And it was a most pleasant surprise. I was sorry that I missed a large part of today's program, the early program that you did. But I was very impressed by the things that I heard. The comments on women in politics. I was so happy to hear it. I was also very happy to hear about women in not only in politics, but in other spheres of life. And also to know that in these various spheres, they are doing well. You will continue to do well but don't give up. The game is not yet up. We still have to keep on saying that we are there, and we must be recognized and appreciated. And the more we work, the more we show our performance, our ability, the more we will be recognized and appreciated. And I pray that God will continue to strengthen us. God will continue to lead us. God will continue to help us to assert ourselves and to make sure that we are the women of Nigeria, and that we are not any group of women to be pushed aside, but we are women who should be reckoned with and should be respected because of our achievements and our performance. I really congratulate you today, and I thank you very much for asking me to be here.
Another girl for my visuals. Yeah. Loving you, now in my ritual. My girl, got me, she no stingy. She give me love, so you want it. All of the moves you been practicing. Put it on top me. Girl, give me love for my moto. Girl, your light in my store. She and me gone, I must go. She know they act, she know so. Say everything I do is for my woman. Anything I talk, when you talk, I go do, man.
Thank you. That was such a beautiful address, such a powerful speech. Mommy has such great oratory prowess. I guess we're not surprised that she's the first female professor of oral history. It's not far-fetched. Can we please put our hands together for her? Still in the spirit of celebration, we have our next recipient, who is the first female professor of pharmacokinetics in Nigeria. That's exciting. Now, please, with a resounding applause, join me as I welcome Mrs. Bola Adeshola to come up, read her citation, and bring her up. Can we please put our hands together for her?
Loving you, now my ritual. Me go claro, call order, call Anita, my baby.
This citation is for Professor Mrs. Chinedum Peace Babalola, née Ayabuike. Professor Chinedum Peace Babalola, the Vice Chancellor of Christland University, is it Christland or Christland? Christland. The Vice Chancellor of Christland University, Abeokuta, is a pharmacist, a professor of pharmaceutical chemistry and pharmacokinetics, and I said it well, and the past dean of Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Ibadan. She obtained her bachelor's in pharmacy and MSc and PhD degrees from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. A doctorate in pharmacy from University of Benin, postdoctoral fellowship from University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, and postgraduate diploma in industrial advanced pharmacy training, jointly from Kilimanjaro School of Pharmacy, Tanzania, and Purdue University, USA. Professor Babalola has a postgraduate certificate in advanced management program from the prestigious Lagos Business School. She also attended the Chief Executive Program of the Lagos Business School as well as ESA Barcelona. She has enjoyed over 25 grants and fellowships, including a MacArthur grant worth approximately $1 million to set up the Center for Drug Discovery, Development and Production in University of Ibadan, the first of its kind in West Africa. Professor Babalola has recorded many firsts and awards, including being the first female pharmacist to become professor and dean in University of Ibadan, the first female pharmacist inducted into the Fellow of Academy of Sciences. She received the prestigious African Union Kwame Nkrumah Regional Prize for Scientific Excellence in 2019, making her an African Union laureate. She was the first female Nigerian inducted Fellow of African Academy of Sciences. Professor Babalola is also a Fellow of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, the Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy, and the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy. She's the first female professor in University of Ibadan and first female pharmacy professor in University of Ibadan. Professor, oh wow. Okay, let me start all over again. She's so young. This is how, she's not representing anybody here, by the way. Wow. Professor Babalola is the first female professor in University of Ibadan and first female pharmacist, to become a pharmacist, and first female pharmacist in Nigeria to become a vice chancellor. Wow. She was selected twice in 2016 and 2018 as one of 10 most influential female scientists in Nigeria. She was also selected as one of the 100 leading women in science in Africa 2021. As a Vice Chancellor, she has grown Christland University from a population of less than 60 students to about 1,000 students in 5 years, obtained full accreditations for all programs, established a College of Basic Medical Sciences, including nursing, physiotherapy, and medical lab science, and a College of Law. She has over 100 publications, which have been peer-reviewed, and has supervised over 50 postgraduate students. Professor Chinedum Babalola is married to a very supportive husband and minister of God, Venerable Collins Olufemi Babalola, and they are blessed with 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate Professor Chinedum Peace Babalola.
And to present the award to her, let's welcome Mrs. Osai Alila to do the official presentation. We have Professor Babalola's son, who is joining her on stage as well. What a moment to be here. This is something to be incredibly proud of. Congratulations to the family.
Thank you very much. I pay due respect to my senior colleagues here, Professor Alakija, Professor Ajakaye, and Professor Awe, that we call Mommy Awe. They are really they are like my mothers in the profession, and I'm so glad to be with them and highly honored and privileged to be with them this afternoon. First, I'm short of words because I really do not know how this came out. I was looking out for my cousin. My cousin is a life member of WIMBIZ. I wanted her to, you should have come up. Yes. That is Mrs. Ngozi Zegu. She's my first cousin. Yes, her mom is my father's senior sister. So we are first cousins. I'm humbled because I was not expecting this. So when I received the mail and later a call, I was surprised because I rate WIMBIZ, up there. So when I came this afternoon and I saw women in management, business, and public service, I felt more comfortable. I know she's very strong. That's my cousin in WIMBIZ. I've seen her photographs in their magazines. So I just admire you people from afar. And when I was undertaking the Lagos Business School program in AMP, a lot of the women there were all about WIMBIZ. So I desired to be part of you, but I didn't even know how. And being very busy, I didn't bother to check it up. So when I got this, because I received so many mails, come and get this award, come and get this award. So sometimes I don't open it. But when I saw WIMBIZ, I jumped at it. And I asked, what qualified me? I'm not like this big mom is here. But I thank God for it. I give God all the glory for this recognition. And I've read a bit about you, and I'm highly impressed. Impacting over 284,000 women. I mean, it blew my mind. I'm a promoter. I promote women empowerment. Anywhere I am, I promote the girl child. I believe so much that what a man can do, a woman can do better. Yes, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. But God has helped me to achieve a lot managing all of this. God has given us a lot of strength. And I'm glad that Wimbiz is tapping that strength, bringing it out of people. And I would love to contribute to that in any way possible. I like mentoring. Almost all my mentors become part of the family. My children don't even know whether they are blood relations or not. So my mentors are part of me. And I love to mentor young women. That's my passion. But on that note, I was so delighted hearing what I heard here today. The few hours I sat down, I was totally overwhelmed. You are doing wonderful things, and I'll try and promote it wherever I am. To be nice, you set up Wimbiz in universities and catch them young. Congratulations. And I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for honoring me this way. I pray that the Lord will honor all of you. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
My VC, we'll see you in 40 years. Here. Here. Here, once you hear me.
Woman, don't suffer.
No, we are not suffering here today.
We're celebrating.
How many of us, in all honesty, had to maybe Google the word pharmacokinetics? Have you ever heard it before today?
Only you. Olive, only you.
Only who?
Only you.
Only me. No, now let's be honest. We don't tell lies. How many of us hadn't heard it before today? Thank you for being very honest women. I'm in good company. All right. Our next award recipient. This is a very interesting one. The first female professor of analytical chemistry and the first female vice chancellor from northern Nigeria. That's so inspiring. Now, to present the award to her, she's represented by one of her mentees, but of course I'll welcome Mrs. Adiola Aziz and Mrs. Ifoma Idigbe, who would come and read the citation and then present the award. Can we please put our hands together for them? Right, this award is being presented to Professor Laraba Gambo Abdullahi, OON, who is represented here by her mentee, Fadimatu Dalil. Can we please put our hands together for her as she comes forward?
Hello. Professor Gambo Laraba Abdullahi is a Nigerian chemist, administrator, distinguished Abusite, and renowned professor of analytical chemistry, who was Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja from 1999 to 2004, becoming the first female Vice Chancellor from northern Nigeria. Professor Laraba Gambo Abdullahi was born on March 21, 1951 in Azare, Bauchi State. Her father was a district officer in Katagum Native Authority. She started education early as a young Muslim girl in Azare. She studied at Provincial Girls College, Bauchi, and in 1963, she proceeded to Queen Elizabeth School, Ilorin, where she completed her secondary education in 1969. In 1970, she was accepted to study biochemistry at the great Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. A year later, she married Umar Lawal when she was still an undergraduate. Abdullahi then completed her studies in 1974. In 1976, she joined University of Maiduguri as an assistant lecturer in chemistry, and in her quest for more knowledge, she traveled to the United Kingdom in 1978 to study analytical chemistry and earned her doctorate at the Loughborough University of Technology in 1984. Yes, please clap. Professor Abdullahi returned to Nigeria and accepted the position of a lecturer at the University of Maiduguri. In 1985, after a few years of academic work, she was appointed the State Commissioner for Information, then Commissioner for Education, followed by Commissioner in Commerce and Industry in Bauchi State. After serving the Bauchi State government for 5 years, Professor Abdullahi returned to academia. In December 1990, she got an academic appointment at the University of Abuja, and between 1991 and 1998, she was director of the college's Remedial and General Studies program. Between 1998 and 1999, she served as the Nigerian Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development. In 1999, Professor Abdullahi was appointed Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja. During her tenure, she improved the relationship between the university, administration, and academic unions. She was committed to excellence and standards in the procurement and promotion of academic and well-known academic staff. She was in this position until the end of her tenure in 2004. Professor Gambo Laraba Abdullahi was appointed as the Director General, Chief Executive Officer of the National Board of Technology Incubation, NBTI, a body set up in 2005 to help the technology incubation centers fulfill its mandate of promoting innovative technology-based enterprises across Nigeria, a position she held until 2013. She was also a delegate to the national conference organized by the Jonathan administration. Professor Gambo Laraba Abdullahi is currently a board member representing Northeast Zone on the Central Board of Trustees of the Chemical Society of Nigeria, CSN, the umbrella body of all chemists in Nigeria, which, among other things, protects the professional interest of chemists as well as promote the propagation, study, and practice of the science chemistry in Nigeria. Now, finally, listen to this. Professor Abdullahi is the senatorial candidate of Borno North under the People Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2023 election. May I celebrate Professor Gambo Abdullahi, being represented by, who's represented? Fadimatu. Yes.
On behalf of Professor Laraba, unfortunately, she was unable to attend, but she sends a very heartfelt thank you.
All over the news. Only God and I know the kind of thing I do, the kind of thing we do. Man, I thank God I got the lead. Say God no ungodly.
Such an amazing evening. I'm blown away. Can't wait to be a legend. It's with great pleasure I invite Mrs. Maureen Desalu and Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Igodalo to read the citation of Professor Felicia Adetoun Omolara Banjo Ogunsheye, who is represented by her daughter and son-in-law, Mr. Yinka and Mrs. Folashade Ogunsui. A round of applause, please.
This citation is for Professor Felicia Adetoun Omolara Ogunsheye. Professor Adetoun Ogunsheye was born Adetoun Banjo in Benin City in 1926 and educated in Victoria, then in the British Cameroons. From Queen's College, Lagos, then on to the Yaba Higher College, and finally from the University of Ibadan to Cambridge University, Newham College. She was one of the first female students to matriculate in Cambridge University in 1949. She completed the Cambridge Tripos in geography and returned to Nigeria in 1952 to work for the Anglican Mission at what is now known as St. Margaret's School, Ilesha. Professor Ogunsheye was Nigeria's first female professor, head of the Department of Library Studies, University of Ibadan. She was instrumental in the establishment of the Abadina Media Resource Center, now the Center for Educational Media Resource Studies, University of Ibadan, as a library and learning center for children and youth. She retired from the university in 1987 and spent the first 10 years after retirement giving service to private nursery and primary schools and writing for children and youth. She is currently president of the Ogunsheye Foundation, which maintains a research library for research students. She continues to work with the Nigerian Board of Books for Youth. Professor Ogunsheye has recorded several firsts, including first woman to complete the higher college diploma, Yaba, 1948. Foundation student, University College Ibadan, 1948. First Nigerian woman at Cambridge University, 1949. First Nigerian female professor, 1974. First Nigerian female dean, Faculty of Education, 1977. First Secretary of the Nigerian Council of Women's Societies, 1957. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. She was married to Prof. Ayo Ogunsheye for 37 years. They were blessed with children and grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Wimbis to celebrate Professor Felicia Adetoun Omolara Ogunsheye.
Represented by her daughter and son-in-law, Mr. Yinka and Mrs. Folashade Ogunsuyi.
Wow. We're hoping we'll be able to make a voice call so that she can make her own response. However, I'm going to do that on her behalf. But she would have loved to be here. But you heard when she was born, 1926. That to be how many years old? Wow. Such long life. Yes. Though she still moves around. Yes, she's still on her feet, yes. But she can't make long distance journeys. She resides in Ibadan. That's why she's not here. But she sends her love And she said to say that she's highly honored, that in her lifetime, she's still recognized, even though for reasons of age, activity is not so much, but then the fact that there are still people who take accounts of details and things and can still bring up the record even in due season. And so to the organizers of Wimbies, she says thank you. And for us, the family also, we say we are grateful. Thank you very much. God bless you. Permit me to say, Mommy Bolanle and we were neighbors at UI. And I must say I'm honored to be a UI alumni. Yes, we all seem to have a link.
We all seem to have a link. I mean, I have UI in my blood, mamas. And I have Ibadan in my blood. I grew up in Ibadan too, so yes. The moment we've been waiting for, we're going to take a group picture with these legends. So please, a round of applause as we rise, ma'am, to take one picture, and then we can...
When they talk about the pictures that will speak 1,000 words, I'm sure that this picture will certainly be that. So we celebrate you, and we hope that one day, all of us in this hall would be like this and be celebrated with long life as well. Thank you so much for living a life of impact.